Yes. September 11th, oh no, excuse me, September 12th, Friday, 2025. I've been listening to slow music for a change. Wolf Larson. It's actually really beautiful. My favorite one so far is If I Be Wrong. And then before that, I really enjoyed Jedi. I'm using this little shuffle I got. I got it because I wanted to fit in Titmouse. Anyway. Trying to decide what to talk about first. Because I really want to hone in on the positives. And force out all the negatives because they don't need attention. And something I'm honestly coming to grips with is coping what happened between Jordan and I. And it's been hard to articulate. And I swear I know in moments what he did was criminal. And in other moments, I don't know how to separate myself. He's like slime. I don't know how to wash all of him off and talk to him like an animal across from me, as opposed to someone I shared my life with, and treat him like a criminal for taking Sandy. And the complicated dynamics of what he left behind for me to figure out on my own. Tricked the entire dog community and made me look like the one that was in love when he was the one that caused the mental breakdown to begin with. Because of how he treated me. And some safe words I've been holding on to is rehabilitation, weathering, wintering, student recovery, and a really constructive thought I had on the balcony this morning is the things I'm planning out, the things I'm idolizing are for a person who wasn't hurt like me. And that's the cruel irony in everything, where I know I have the capacity, the capability. I never had the platform. It'd be cruel to say I was doomed from the start. But Jordan was a earthquake that happened in my life that demolished everything. And the after effects of that, what my parents did, what Gary did, and the passiveness of the dog community, I thought I befriended and I mattered. And I'm still trying to cope with how to simplify my day, how to acknowledge the voices in my head are essentially me. Different parts of me responding, you know, if it's a abstract me. And I've already seen, you know, being able to walk off and not take what the voices have said. I'm betraying. I don't want to get into that right now. What I really enjoyed today was noticing that if I fill a hot water bottle and put it on the balcony lounge chair to have it prepared for me, it feels really nice. And something I remembered that helps along the way was to treat the body like a separate being almost. Removing my personal feelings of I don't feel like it or I'm not motivated, and more warmth to sit beside someone, to lay down and feel like there's body heat of a person next to you, and that's what a water bottle fulfills. To wake up in the morning and look at clouds, to look at birds, to settle, even if it's just minutes or seconds at this point, those all build up. Because, my loud thinking brain is very fluid. It's not contained in one spot. One thing I enjoyed this morning was feeding the crows. I got up much earlier this morning. My routine, I changed it up a bit. I went for a walk first before playing basketball. And as I was tossing food at Foster Park, the ogre came out and screamed, and she stopped speaking English. And I'm going to continue doing it regardless of her. And I'm trying to use this as a minor practice that someone's picking on me, and quite nasty. There's no friendly approach. She calls me names from the porch, and I guess treat her kind of like how I would like myself eventually to build up skills to words. Just because someone screams at me and points it out, I don't need to fawn. I don't need to go in their shoes automatically and go, oh, they're upset and distressed. I must, rescue them. I must console them. I must, mitigate the fire. I must put it out at every cost because I don't want any trouble. And remove that entirely with a little bit of humility, of noticing there's someone across from me in distress, and leave it there. Because it's not my business to infer their entire life. It's not my business to be their friend, because clearly they're not out to be my friend. And I used to romanticize being the kind of person that could talk to anyone, and be their best friend. And while that might be beautiful right now, I think I need to be there for me first, that my needs come first, that I have been yelled at, and what I can do after is simply know that they're wrong, they don't matter, and I don't need to feel bad. A nice lyrical way I looked at it this morning was, is this the worst thing that's ever happened in your life? Because if that is, you get explosive when you see someone from your porch in a park across from you, far from you, tossing some, cat food to feed some crows that will disappear right away. And you react like that is the worst thing that's ever happened in front of you. Like that's such a intrusion, such a slight to your property, which is not yours, but you behave that way. The entitlement, the whole bunch of what is going on with your life. Are you getting fucked by your husband properly? I wanna fucking love that part of me that just wants to slay everyone. That's the skill I would like to develop. And it's not to demolish all the goodness in myself. If anything, that goodness is a myth. It's a misguided good girl. And I truly treasure myself, every part of me. And I guess there's that confident part of me that wants to go, hey, you know what? they fucked up. You did not. And then I'm trying to find that equilibrium to go follow me, as opposed to shaming that part. To, you know, act tougher, be stronger, have more self-respect. You know, because I think something had been hurt so badly that anger took a backseat, and it's just despair, falling. I don't want any trouble, you know. And I'm so happy and proud of myself in moments I do diss someone, truly. Oh my god, it's delicious if I could find a creative way to really break someone down, to make them stunned and go, you know, just something ugly that's pretty relatable, you know, in the same area. Everybody farts. It doesn't matter who you are. You're gonna be too, you know, to hone in on something so intensely human and personal, like how you can fuck with your husband properly. You know, that's nice. That is nice. Because that would make someone squirm, and that's kind of what I want. And something I never expected was how much I hate dog owners. I hate people with dogs. A lot of the time they don't train their dogs to be well behaved. And it's a strange thing about me I never thought I'd encounter, because at the forefront of it is safety. Train your dog to be well behaved. You know, I'm totally fine and off leash and stuff, as long as they have the behavior not to run up to any stranger. Because they're going to get hit, they're going to be yelled at, and you know, the people on the other side. This is one of those, this is your neighbor. Like, you may like dogs, but they may not like dogs, and you do cause a hurt to the equality of having an animal. You know, you still want to be on the side of the people who may not like dogs, but they witness them far away, they witness the control and the discipline. They're more likely to not care. You know, and that's kind of where I would draw my line on imagining someone else's life, like, oh, maybe they got mauled by a dog and now you're frightening them, or, you know, now you're exasperating them, you know, hurting them more, and, you know, sick about it, you know, shame on you. And really, I kind of passed that line in the sand. Because I'm still working on that DBT of consideration and of a neighbor. There's a difference between having a neighbor and not wanting them to be distressed, you know, to coexist peacefully, than to look at someone and go, what's your story? And I reserve that for people who are more downtrodden, angry, though not in a way to pity them, more in a way to acknowledge them respectfully. And there's a gratitude in noticing someone who is worse off than you, without any condescension attached to it. You know, I'm so grateful I have my apartment and my circumstances right now. You know, with my cred and everything. I'm extremely fortunate. I have a safe place to go back to. I have a roof over my head. I can, you know, lift food pretty safely. It's been effective this past year and a half. And that's kind of what I mean. I'm extremely blessed with this location. I would not be able to get away with what I do in Prince George. It's too small of a city, and you know, I'm fortunate that I look the way I do, because I'm just copying what someone told me once upon a time, and I didn't really think about it until he pointed it out. Being a girl who's small and diminutive, you're less likely to stand out. If you're like a big, tall, good-looking guy and you're trying to fill your crate full of food and not pay for it. And I know I'm in the middle of a survival storm, and learning to find a rhythm with myself, because I've noticed, depending on where I'm trying to be stronger or where I draw attention to, a dissociation happens. And even right now, I notice I'm not going to be able to recall a lot of details or even be able to elaborate why I've been struggling without this filter of I'm able-bodied, I'm articulate, why am I here? And I'm caught in the middle of a strange daydream where I perceive that I'm wrong, but I know inside I'm not going to be able to spell it out for people in a way they'd be compassionate to my situation, because I have this fucked up ability to represent people who hurt me way more reasonable before even me. And that's kind of where I'm trying to reclaim myself. And I remember along the way, especially opening up to Josh and Leah, the order in which you tell someone something matters. And it sucks. And I had that reflex to know, oh, I shouldn't say more because I don't know how to really express it. And I think I, in a desperate attempt to connect, sped through that, and I think I hurt myself. And it's really now I'm trying to acknowledge, that part of me that saw all those reflexes to stop it. The other part of me just kept going on, trying to connect with a friend, trying to feel safe. And this is where it can happen, a little more calmness and being a witness to myself, where I get scared of letting myself down too. I want to be there for you. I am here for you. I don't want to follow that with a but. I am here for you. I think it's the shame and embarrassment of when my convictions ebb and flow, and I project that I am a hypocrite for doing this to you. And that's not true. I project so hard onto myself for not being enough, and that's wrong. That's straight up wrong. Until as Jordan Peterson helped me understand many years ago, to the hell that is yourself, and put a face on it. To articulate yourself is the most powerful thing you can possibly do. And I might be an entirely different person than I ever expected I'd be. I already got a glimpse of skills, and I'm excited years from now how I'll look, how I'll grow up. What parts of me will really hone that razor edge fangs that I know exist. And it's not something that just exists in dreams. There were times standing up for myself, and I really meant it. And holding on to those, as opposed to, why aren't there more moments like that? Because the story of Maureen Good is a very sad one, and the first thing that came before anything is need, warmth, safety, and searching for that place where you could fit in and be useful, because being useful was the only time I ever got attention. I had no person sit beside me, holding me where I wasn't myself. And that happened with just one moment in time. I was with Gary and Sheridan when he held me when I had a massive panic attack that I couldn't control. And then another one with Josh. And I'm really grateful for him. To to let go of that control, to show the vulnerability was hard. I had to work hard to let those walls down. And holding on to those moments that I can't. There is someone out there that can see me without. We needed to put up a shield or an extra wall. And I think what I honestly enjoy is to change the topic. Coming out a lot more early in the morning so there's less people. And spending more time with the girls because I seem to just pass by and I still don't want to be disrespectful to people. I still want to be clever, not to be seen too much. But yeah, I need to go swimming.